All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, May the 23rd, 28th, 23rd, 28th. That's the day, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hold on, son. What are you, little waitress? It's so good. I was asking you how things are when your mouth is full.
Well, hey, you know what? I didn't know you were eating. I apologize for that. Well, at the moment, I didn't know you took a whole bite right then. So what is it that you're eating? Why don't you tell us?
It's a burger.
Oh, it's a burger. Very nice.
Damn tasty.
Why are you eating that today, sir?
Because it's National Hamburger Day, John.
Happy National Hamburger Day, everybody. Happy National Hamburger Day to you. It is National Hamburger Day today. I did have, in honor of National Hamburger Day, earlier, I did have a hot dog. So there was that. But I will be eating
John.
I know. No. I'm saving the burger till after the show. So the burger is, no, I didn't have a hot dog earlier. I'm kidding. I'm having burgers after the show. Didn't want to have it on the show. I eat after the show. We all know this. Dave eats on the show. I eat after the show. So,
we'll eat before the show and on the show.
Well, that's true, too. So happy National Hamburger Day. And more on that later at the end of the show. We'll talk about that then.
Yes, there is. That's good.
Okay.
I need something to wash it down with. Oh, there is one other day.
There is another day today, yes. So why don't you tell us what that is?
It's World Dugong Day.
Happy World Dugong Day. And what is a dugong? Why don't you tell people that are not aware what a dugong is?
I'm really not sure what the hell a dugong is either. It's some sort of aquatic animal. It'd be really nice if we had like an oceanographer or something that could tell us what the hell a dugong is. But I don't. Do you know? Oh, we do.
You know what? You ask and you shall receive. We actually do have an oceanographer. Technically a marine biologist, technically, but 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Let's bring him on, shall we? Please welcome to the show, Mr. Matthew Potenski. How are you, sir?
There he is.
Oh, just in the house.
What?
There is.
First of all, what is a dugong?
So it's a Sirenian.
Oh,
okay, that helps.
Oh, there you go.
Everything.
Now you know. Now you know.
Have a good night.
A Sirenian is a class of marine mammal that basically it's a small family. It means manatees and dugongs. There's actually, I think, only 3 extant species in the world right now. 2 of them are manatees, and 1 is the dugong. And
where's the dugong?
sea cow used to be in there, but the Russians ate all of them. So too bad we can't have any manatee burgers because I'm sure they taste delicious. But unfortunately, both dugongs and manatees are very highly endangered. So
there you go.
I know you can see manatees.
There are already sea cows left. We could have a sea cow burger, and that would kind of split the difference between a hamburger, right, cow, and blend these 2 days together. I mean, that would be awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, but dugongs are found in the Indo-Pacific area, and basically, they might be in Western Africa too. I'm not sure, but manatees are here in the western side of the Atlantic. Right. From the States down to like Brazil.
Really, I didn't know they went all the way down.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah, you have the West Indian manatee that's in Florida and the Caribbean and such, and you actually have another like the Amazonian manatee that's found down in South America.
So now, what's the difference between a marine biologist and an oceanographer?
Basically, their focus. So you can have a biological oceanographer, and they're studying the way that the water interacts with animals, whereas a marine biologist, the water is basically just a pain in the ass. It's just basically in your way from you studying the animals.
It's the biome.
Yeah.
Of the animal.
Well, it's the focus. I'm not concerned about the water where the biological oceanographer is literally directly looking at how the water and the animals interact.
Cool. And you are a marine biologist, so you care about the animals.
Yep.
The aminals.
So there is a reason he's on the show, and it's really not to regale us about manatees and dugongs and all of that.
That is correct.
Little over 2 years ago, we were at Cloverleaf, and we had a launch party where Coastal Brewworks came online and started pouring their beer for the first time.
Correct.
Exactly 2 years after that, we went live again.
We did.
And where did we go live?
We went live in Red Bank, New Jersey.
Just half a block from the Count Basie Theater.
Just half a block from the Count Basie Theater. And Matt, why don't you tell everybody why we went live from Red Bank, New Jersey?
So due to a fairly unique partnership with Five Dimes Brewery, we had a grand opening to a brewery. So basically, Five Dimes got us another location in Red Bank, the former spot that was home to Red Tank Brewing. And we have, through Coastal Brewworks, has 3 beers on tap right now, and it's pretty awesome.
Yep, and talk about a little bit about the Pater's beer, because John and I will talk about the other 2 later. 'Cause we're drinking them later.
So, I mean, we obviously wanted to have, we're going to have a lot of hazies on tap. We only have a couple lines active at any given time. So we're going to do a lot of hazies, but, you know, my favorite stuff has always been Belgian beer. So I figured, what a better way to open than to make one of my absolute favorite beers in the world, a Belgian Pater's beer, a father's beer, which is basically like the table beer that monks would have with most of their meals, lunch and dinner especially. So it's a 4.2% beer. It's mostly Pilsner malt. It's a little bit of wheat for some body, and it's really just completely driven by the Belgian ale yeast. So it's, you know, it's a light, easy drinking. If the monks had to mow their lawn, this was the beer that they would drink. Basically,
Their lawnmower beer.
You know, it is. It's the monks' lawnmower beer. So, you know, and it came out absolutely fantastic. We got some great yeast from Al at East Coast Yeast, and you know,
it was spot on.
I like mine a little more aggressive, so we definitely skewed the beer so that the ester and phenol production would be pretty good in it, and I just absolutely love the way it came out.
Yeah, it came out very, very well, and I kind of imagine that monks do mow their own lawns, just not with gas-powered mowers. They probably have scythes.
Yeah.
And they're just probably just sweeping back and forth, and they come in and have themselves a Pater's beer.
There you go.
Or they have a newfangled mower, where they can have a cup holder right on it, and you know.
Oh, the side has a cup holder attached to it. Nice.
Right, exactly. Why not? Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it is 2024.
It is.
Right.
There have been some technological advances in
monastery.
They probably have a weed whacker that's been blessed. So that's a
there you go.
There you go.
You know,
they got to make sure there's a certain percentage of holy water in the gasoline.
Yeah.
So they don't run all that well, but
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so you know, some people call it a Belgian Abbey single. You know, it's a light golden. It's basically a Belgian golden ale, but it's very low ABV, and it's just a simple crushing beer. Perfect for summer, perfect for this weather.
It's fantastic, and yeah, and the pour of it is just beautiful too. I'm just pulling up one right here.
And I'll attest, the esters and the phenols really, really drove that beer.
Yep.
There's no mistaking that is absolutely a Belgian beer.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, the fact that there's a plank of wood underneath it as well, and John's shot just also tells you that's Belgian.
Yeah,
yeah, it really just sets the mood.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, I was actually very pleasantly surprised because, you know, I hate to say it, I was a little selfish. I made that beer for me.
We absolutely know that. You don't have to tell us.
I wanted to have that beer, and then I just said, you know, if it takes most of the summer to sell it, we'll sell it. But honestly, the response to it was fantastic, and I think it's selling quite well. So you know, part of my thing, which is you know, I do want to educate people on Belgian beer. I feel that there's a lot of styles Belgian beer, especially that people don't have the experience with. So, you know, having that and introducing people to a Belgian style of beer like that they might not have ever had, actually is going extremely well, because I know a lot of people, you know, maybe just because it was my beer, they're going to try it. But after they tried it, I think they were a little blown away, and I think that they were very happy they tried it, and it kind of opened their eyes to a new style. So that was super cool this weekend.
And if they ever start canning it, on the bottom of every can will be some marine biology facts. The bottom of each one of those.
There you go. Yeah, that's got to be something we'll put on there.
But dugong is a relative of the manatee, right at the bottom of the can.
Yep.
There you go.
Cyrenian.
Cyrenian, yes.
Cyrenian.
Which,
So,
of course,
Cyrenian.
but wait, get into the Latin of that really quick.
I was
Obviously,
going to do that.
you have the sirens, which
Yes.
are, you know, basically quote unquote mermaids, or
Yep.
Whatever. And again, a lot of people think that the manatees or dugongs were, mistaken for mermaids. So their genus, or I think it's genus families, Sirenia. So that's why they're called Sirenians.
Which really makes some of those stories of lonely sailors coming back saying they had made love with a mermaid really quite
Right.
Yeah.
Unsavory.
Exactly.
Well, there's not enough rum in the world, if you ask me. But
some people celebrate World Dugong Day in their own way.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. All right.
And some of them don't do it right.
Some of them don't do it right.
Damn, that dugong's got a smile on his face.
Right. We had a comment on here from Mr. Albert Gattulo. Speaking of Monkfish, he said, that's a damn fine beer. So good with tons of flavor with a low ABV. Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Al.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah. What is the ABV on that again?
4.2%.
4.2%. Now, that's a familiar number. But when you get a beer with that low of ABV with that much flavor, that's craft.
Yeah.
That's craft right there. So that's very impressed by that beer.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And by the way, I'll just let out a little secret. Matt was making the beer for himself, as he stated before. It was also for me. I enjoy it too, but I just let him think it was just for him. So there.
Yeah, let him think that.
Anyway,
it
was. I'll be honest with you. As much as I love the beer and the style, and I wanted him to brew that beer, he wanted to brew it more than I wanted him to brew it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a style that I've brewed quite a bit as a home brewer. That I've actually, I won a couple awards for it, which is pretty cool because normally you're in competitions, you're in Belgian only categories, so it's like basically that little dude is going up against quads and triples and still did well. So, and
especially since when you get to the categories that broad, usually the high ABV beers tend to dominate. So,
well, I mean, again, the high ABV beers tend to have more flavor impact.
Yes.
So, it is tough for something.
It's not because I'm not insinuating that the judges are a bunch of alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
They might be, but I'm not insinuating that. I'm just saying, to your point, the high ABV ones really pack that punch. And, if you can take one of those high ABV beers, one thing I know always impresses judges when you've got a high ABV, but you don't sense the high ABV. That'll usually impress judges. With a low ABV, you've got to bring flavor.
Certain styles actually have alcohol, like a little kick of alcohol as part of one of the flavor descriptions. So, it's stylistically, important to either have it or not have it,
Yeah, 100%. We got another comment here from Mr. Gene Lynch. Yes, that was a delicious beer, Matt. Thanks. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, Gene. Thanks.
Cheers, Gene. Good to see you this weekend, buddy.
It's good to see you on Saturday. That was awesome. Thanks for coming out. So look, it took some doing, right? And it's still not where necessarily we wanted to be at this point. It's like Matt said, it's a fairly unique partnership that we're working through here. It's what it is, right? It's it gets beer out there and everybody's happy. But the bottom line is there's Coastal Beer on tap in Red Bank, New Jersey, and there's two others, which Dave and I will be actually drinking after we drink these. Yep. Speaking of these, what is your first beer, sir?
Oh, well, I didn't want to go straight to the IPAs.
Neither did I.
But I know you're going all ales.
I am.
So I decided I better represent for lagers.
Why not? Give one out there.
So it's Carton Fouet. Fouet. French style Pilsner.
And what does Fouet mean in French?
That would mean whip.
Oh, okay.
I don't even have to look it up. It just means.
It's whip.
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 It's a miracle.
Whip.
Miracle whip.
Miracle whip.
Oh, cool whip.
Cool whip. Cool whip.
Whip.
Whip. Whip.
So that's Fouet, and Fouet is. I mean, I really think they've nailed the style on this one. It's got that little bite that you get from the French yeast that is even more prevalent in, say, your grisettes.
Right.
So the yeast is really making a showing in this beer, but not as powerful as you get in the grisette. It's really working well with the malts in this. This is you can't mistake this for not a Pilsner. put it that way. It's definitely a pilsner, but with that French yeast, it's really nice. So gotta hand it to him on that one.
Yeah, I've had the beer before, and it's pretty spot on. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, their lager game there is strong. Their lager game is,
The lager game is strong with this one.
yes, lager is strong in this one.
There you go. Cool. Well, myself, I not only am going all ales, but between your 3 beers and my second and third beer, we're going all Monmouth County, New Jersey beers.
Yes, we are.
With the exception of my first beer.
Brewed and distilled in Monmouth, baby.
My first beer is from a brewery no longer in existence in San Francisco. There you go.
Yeah, that's a little far away from Monmouth County.
From Monmouth County, Anchor Steam. It is, and this was a pleasant surprise. The last one, found it in my fridge, and it's a bit, I've had it in there for a while. Fortunately, it's been in the fridge the whole time. But yeah, it's got some age on it, obviously, because Anchor closed at the end of July last year. So even if they package this one, right? So,
What did they close?
they closed because Sapporo sucks. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say.
Oh, I thought it's because I booked a tour.
Oh, that's right. They closed because you booked a tour 2 weeks later, so or a month and a half later, I should say. But yeah, no, they closed the end of July last year, 2023. So even if they can't bottle this the last day, it's still 8 months old.
Yeah.
So
And I was really, really relieved because.
But it's drinking pretty damn good, I must say. It's been in the fridge all the time, so that might be why, but it's really good.
I'm very relieved because I'd gone to Asheville on the way back. We're going to go to Guinness in Baltimore before we left for the trip. Guinness closed.
Guinness closed.
Then we're going out to San Francisco last year in July. Book a tour of Anchor. Anchor ceases operations.
Don't book any tours.
No. So I booked the tour at Via Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, please don't close. Please don't.
Don't you friggin' dare.
Yeah.
They're 1,000 years down the drain.
If they closed after you booked the tour, I was going to shoot you.
Oh, they didn't close. Schlenkerla didn't close. So, and Urquell didn't close.
I think you were pretty safe on Vine Stefan not closing.
Yeah, I don't think I can impact that whatsoever.
So there you go. Anyway, so back to Red Bank. So yeah. So the
I hate to say it, and I'm drinking iced tea. So,
well, you had a long weekend.
I drank more than enough of my beer this weekend, and today's a non-drinking day. So
yeah.
Look how much of it we sold or drank. Tomatoes.
We sold more than I drank by a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, fortunately, just a little bit more. Not a little less. That's important. But in any event, yeah, the weekend was great. Friday was awesome. About the first, there were people in there within 5 minutes of opening, and it steadily built up for about an hour, and then it was pretty well packed from 1 until midnight. I mean,
yeah, they got real packed, and it was pretty happening, and it was nice to see people walking. I mean, there's great foot traffic in the areas in Red Bank there, so it's nice to see people walking by and kind of looking around, seeing how lively the place is. I know a couple people you saw them stop, have a little conversation, and then they came in right in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool, those kind of like impromptu guests was definitely cool to see.
It's neat that you've got that huge parking lot in the center of Red Bank, and if you're going to the Count Basie Theater or the Vogel, you have to walk right past you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is great. And I remember I was at the Vogel. I saw Mark Broussard. I forget his opening. I can't remember the guy's name now. But at the end of the show, he was outside in the lobby, and I'm talking to him. And I mentioned something about beer. He goes, where can we get good beer here? And at the time, I couldn't really send him anywhere. I said, go to Jamie's. I sent him to Jamie's.
Okay.
And I guess it's not nice to speak ill of the dead. But I said, there's a brewery next door. You don't need to go there. Go to Jamie's. But now that ever happens again, I know right where the hell to send them.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yep.
Yeah. But yes, there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So because I was at a loss at first. Like, oh crap, go to Jamie's.
Well, and unlike another brewery, I believe that we are going to be very good friends with Jamie.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a great little beer bar there that always has a good tap list, and I mean, that's going to be one of the easiest kegs we ever deliver. We just take it out our front door and put it right
here.
There you go. Oh, I had to walk that 20 feet. That's rough.
So you're gonna take over one of Lawson's lines.
Maybe, I don't know.
They've got 2 on right now.
Yeah.
Lawson's Liquids has 2 lines of Jamians right now.
Well,
Go ahead, take the O-Dub line.
They're good about local. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's never happening.
I'll never hear the end of that one.
Never happened.
No, it'll never happen because they've got their own.
I'm just going to give him beer. What line he puts it on is he's the one who's liable for that.
There you
So I have nothing to do with it.
There you go. So, but yeah, it was fantastic. Had a band on Friday night. The Porch Pirates.
Yeah.
Dave, you were there for.
Oh, so they were fun. At first, we were talking about how good of an idea is it to have a band at an opening night of a brewery? Is it?
Yeah, they had a lot of energy.
But man, I really think they really added to the experience. I think some people probably stayed longer than they were going to because the band was going.
Sure.
I think a lot of people just walking by kind of was like, oh, what's going on in there, and let's pop our heads in and check it out, kind of deal. So
I think they added to it. It was really good. They like you said, they had a lot of energy, and they added energy to the tap room.
100%. Yeah, they really did. So
and the lead singer sang with John for a little bit.
She did.
It was all of about 7 seconds, but
no, it was 8.5.
Was it 8.5?
I counted. Yeah,
no, that's weeks. You're thinking the wrong thing.
That's 9.5.
Oh, that's 9.5. I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
Yeah, you are.
Well, we'll negotiate and we'll go to the middle. 8 and a quarter.
8 and 7/6. 7/8. There you go. That'll work. Anyway. Somewhere in there. Yeah, so the plan is to have entertainment on Fridays and Saturdays all the time. And hours would be noon to midnight, Friday and Saturday.
Even if it's John singing a cappella, or
it might just be me
or
singing
Matt tap
with me singing and Matt playing the spoons. So it would be.
And John's like, "Hey, get off me! You said you wanted me to spoon." No, that's not what I meant.
Playing the spoons, right? Exactly. So, but it'll be better than that. Trust me. But in any event,
I'll be in the back playing the triangle over aggressively, or maybe I'll wear jeans and no shirt and a big chain, and I'll put on a mullet wig and play the saxophone.
There you go. That's totally unnecessary.
Yep.
All right.
Or you can get a cowbell and explore the space.
Yeah.
Okay. You can explore. Really explore.
We need a belly shirt,
the space.
A belly shirt and a cowbell. There you go.
There you go.
No, but the place definitely came together. I mean, it was a pretty hectic towards the end. I know all of us had a couple long days that last week, but we got it together. We didn't change the space that much, but we did the things that we did. I think were important changes, and it makes it look a lot more upscale, I think. And I had a number of people comment to me that the place looks great and things like that. So, very happy. There's a couple little details here and there, light bulbs and things like that we need to, I'm sure I was the only one noticing it, but
no.
Oh, yeah.
No, because John knows that when I showed up that one time to help out a little bit, I went, well, you're short of 4 bulbs of a candelabra. And that's, I mean, I usually say that to John, but I'm talking about John, not the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, and so when we walked in, even Kerry looked and goes, oh, they got a lot more bulbs in. So yeah. No, we took note of the bulb count.
We took care of that, but yeah, got rid of the there were metal red chairs and stools in there. Got rid of them and got some nicer sitting apparatus, if you will.
Was the table alignment different on Saturday than it was on Friday?
No,
it's pretty much the same.
I know you guys were talking about altering the table alignment.
Yeah, that's a work in progress. I think we're going to be ordering different tables at some point soon. But I will tell you, though, that the barrels in the back definitely worked out very well. I think there were a lot of I think that was a welcome addition because we weren't sure exactly how that was going to play out. But, yeah, a lot of people liked standing around them. So
I knew on Friday it was the family and friends location.
For the most part, yeah, probably 75+% of it was the family and friends, if you will. But there were some that weren't. But it was definitely a good location for that. And people were around them on Saturday as well. Can't speak for Sunday or Monday. Was not there. Needed a day or two off and a barbecue and a burger and just to sit and relax, and something other than beer. I think Matt and I had a little bourbon later on that night.
Bourbon, nice. We're coming into June. National Bourbon Days in June. By the way.
National Bourbon Days in June. Yes, we might actually do a show on that.
We killed most of that bottle of Knob Creek 12 too.
So.
Oh, really? Oh, National Martini Days in June as well. So
There you go.
and it's on a Wednesday. I just don't know if it's one of our on weeks or not.
Well, we'll have to figure it out. So,
Yep.
but in any event, yeah, it was fantastic. So the plan is, Wednesday through Monday, closed on Tuesdays. I believe there will be a trivia night. I mean, I know there will be a trivia night.
Because you're hosting it.
I'm not hosting. Negatory, not happening. But in any event,
Valid question. Though.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it was. You think trivia, you think me. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But
no, trivial. It's more
trivia, exactly. We have a comment from Mr. Christopher Ayers. Congrats, Coastal Brew Works.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris.
You got to come down sometime soon, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. Get there. I'll be there Thursday night and pretty much all day and night on Friday. So I'm sure Matt will be there at some point during that too. So pop over. Yeah. So it's, and we're going to continue from there. We got other beers in the tanks, other Five Dimes, and don't forget, Five Dimes is there too. And that's some good beer too.
Yeah, I downed quite a bit of the Five Dimes Dark Mild while I was there.
Mild was pretty banging.
Oh God, that's a phenomenal beer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I had your 3 beers, a couple of the Monkfish, a couple of the Sandcastles, and one of the Seahorse, because I wanted to make it home at some point. I wasn't driving. Did take the train down.
There you go.
But I think I had 2 or 3 of the Milds.
Yeah, the Milds. The Monmouth Mild came out very well. The Five Dimes Monmouth Milds is pretty spot on. And I mean, there's a lot of commonality too with the brewing because our production manager is the production manager for both brands, right? That'll be Matt can talk more on that.
Yep, Dennis is the man.
I was waiting for him to say something.
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say exactly.
No, talk about Dennis and talk about.
You basically explained what he did, and he takes care of both breweries.
No,
so
it just means,
where does that leave us?
well, maybe a little bit of his. He's not
he's
here.
Also got
he's
also got a sparkling personality.
Oh yeah. Well, so 2 things. One is I've known Dennis for a long time. I think probably around 16 years now. Mm-hmm. Dennis and I were in the same homebrew club like way back in the day.
Wales?
The Wales, yes. The Woodbridge Homebrew Ale and Lager Enthusiast Society.
Wales. That's actually well done, taking the word you want, acronyming it, and working it backwards. That's pretty well done.
Well, and also it has double meaning because, hard to find beers are also known as Wales.
Yes, they is.
There you go. So we were in Wales ages ago, and we've been friends ever since. And, we've gone on little beer trips to like Philly and things like that, over many years. And, it's been cool watching him. He went to NJ Beer Co. and then he went to Carton and then he went to Brick City. And then he just happened to become available right around the time this project was coming together. And so, we got him on board, and he is so organized and he's so knowledgeable. And, he was number 1 on my hit list for someone I always wanted, to have at the brewery, because I know what a good job he does. And, seeing it on the day-to-day still impresses me. It's just, he's just runs the ship, and he runs a really tight ship. And it's just really awesome to know that, you have someone who's that good, that takes care of things so well. So,
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now I have to take an obligatory picture here of my next beer, because this first beer, I I love it, but I'm trying to figure out right now if there was a peppercorn in the burger that I ate, or it's the phenols coming out of the Pilsner. It's really strong, so it has to be a peppercorn from the.
I'm sure it's from the burger.
Yeah, so we'll do this get all 3 clowns in there. So you're too late. You're too late with the fly catching.
Yeah. Anyway, so what is that beer you just poured there, sir?
You mean this one?
You mean this one?
That would be Building Sandcastles.
Building Sandcastles.
Which Sabro and Matueka. And what's the first question I asked you, Matt, when I took a sip of it?
Oh, what is the pronunciation of
Matueka?
Motueka? Yeah.
No. I asked you if you would up the ratio of Matueka to Sabro.
Oh, no. Nope.
Because this.
No, I mean, the thing with hops is they are agricultural products. Mm-hmm. So, there is some variation in years or even batches. It does have some terroir to it.
I think you got a really, really fresh batch this time because this throws more lime than the first couple batches you guys made of this.
Well, and again, Sabro's a fairly aggressively flavored hop, so I try to actually it is more Moteca than Sabro in there. It's about a 3-to-2 ratio, roughly.
I'm saying I'm getting
just because I know that I want to bring it into some more like balance so that you're not losing those lime notes.
Yeah. I was gonna say in the now drinking in the can, the coconut from the Sabro is making more of a showing than it did off the tap at the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the can is a little bit more balance to it, but it was brewery a lot of lime, which love both. Love both. John knows I like coconut better though. But
Coconut's your favorite adjunct.
But there's no
coconut in the beer. Coconut in this, but coconut, the flavor of your favorite adjunct, is in the beer from the hop. So
so that's why I love this beer so much.
It's fantastic beer. It was a great seller 2 years ago when we first released it, and did really well with it. And I actually haven't had it. Last time we brewed it was probably a year and change ago. So it was a welcome return, if you will, to have it. We weren't launching it last Friday without our sandcastles. So
you got to.
Which I mean, it's a great summer beer with those coconut lime kind of flavors. It really is a great beer for summer with the tropical kind of flavorings, and we'll have it for summer, and we'll see what we're going to do in the fall. But we definitely wanted to have it out in the summer.
Well, that's for sure.
It's definitely a gateway beer. Anybody who comes in who likes Bud Light Lime, like, you want something a shit ton better.
Yeah.
You still like that lime flavor?
It's a crusher at only 5% too, so it's some people don't want to have the big double IPAs. They want something a bit lighter. So I think it's nice to have that and
the flavor.
The other beer that we have.
And the other one coming up. Chris Ayers just said, I'm with you on the coconut from Sabro. Absolutely.
Gotta love it.
I'm a Sabro whore, and Matt knows that. And Dave knows that. So
I know we're jumping the gun, but I got to get going pretty soon. So do you want to talk about that third beer before I go?
We'll drink it in a little bit, but let's talk about it. Sure.
Yeah, you might as well
talk about it. I'll show it. I got it right here.
There you go.
And this is the special
Rakow edition.
Rakow version, and I'm trying to get the glare off the damn thing.
There you go. Well, they're metallic.
It's metallic labels, so what do you want?
It's really hard. So talk about a little bit about that, Matt.
Well, we wanted to do our flagships, bring back, our flagship beers, but obviously, with the opening, it gave us an opportunity to do something maybe a little bit special with, so basically Trojan Seahorse is kind of our main flagship. It's a double IPA. It's Citra, Mosaic, and Galaxy. But I wanted to do something and twist it. So I figured, you know what, let's do an extra hop in the dry hop. And then I picked a New Zealand hop called Rakow. So Rakow really has, it's got strong notes of citrus and tropical fruit that are going to work well with the original profile, but it also brings kind of like a green fruit, like almost like a pear apple.
Or like the green papaya.
Yeah. Or even stone fruit in a sense. And I think it does add a lot of dimension to the beer. I think it does really round it out. And I think you do get some lighter fruit or stone fruit notes towards the very finish of the sip that really make it pretty unique.
The sad part is, you've got these hops in there, what they throw. You can explore and break down that flavor profile. 9 out of 10 people are going to check it in. Oh, nice tropical IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be it.
Right. Well, and that's fine.
But it is what it is.
That's what it is to them. And
the Rakow is only going to make it more tropical too, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But
to steal your phrase, you can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I can't be mad at it.
Nope.
And the Nat has been getting very high praise.
There's someone I work with who, from the initial batch, brought her a couple cans of it. She absolutely loves it, so I told her I'd bring her a can of this one that's got different hop in it, and I think she's going to love this too. She raved about that beer.
Right now, I mean, granted, it's a smaller sample size. There's been many check-ins, but it's a smaller sample size than any others. But right now, it's averaging 4.5 on
which is pretty damn good for
yeah.
an
That's
IPA.
not bad at all. You usually don't see that until you start getting up into the popular pastry and barrel aged stouts.
Mhm.
Sure.
That's usually reserved for that crowd.
I mean, I heard some pretty interesting plaudits for it this week, and I had one person tell me it was the closest thing to Treehouse he's had from New Jersey, which I was like, interesting. I don't really see that, but
not what you're
compliment.
Yeah, take it.
You know,
probably not what you're going for, but.
And I also had someone who I know who has drank a ton of beers, and they have a pretty good palate, and they said it was one of the best IPAs they've had in the last 4 years, period.
Nice.
And they've probably had
A lot.
well over 1,000 IPAs in the past year and a half alone. So, because they're pretty prolific, but I mean, you know, it was pretty awesome that the reception to the beer was so, you know, positive, and I do really think the beer came out really good, and I was a little nervous with that beer because we only changed, you know, besides the hop, we changed the water, the malt, and the yeast. So
That's
all the 4 ingredients in beer, we kind of changed everything. Again, we're in a different location. The water profile is going to be slightly different. We do water treatment. We do, you know.
He said doo-doo.
Yeah, we do. We do water treatment, and you know, we made the profile pretty close to what you know, the original profile was. You know, we're not brewing at Bolero anymore, so they used to literally get a silo filled with base malt. We're using base malt from Malt Europe, which I really like their base malt. I think their base malt is really good. And yeah, we didn't use Al's London 3 because we didn't get that. We were using that for a different batch. So we ended up using a dry Apex yeast just for this batch, which is good, but I think we'll probably go back to either the London 3 or at least some other liquid yeast.
Another liquid yeast.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, that'll only help make it even more tropical and juicy. So, you know,
it is those things.
We turned it up to about 10.5. Now we got to turn it all the way up to 11. So
please go to 11. Well, why don't you just make 10 higher?
Well, that one goes one louder. So there you go.
Yeah.
And ironically, one louder is a name of a Five Dimes beer. It's their barley wine.
Well, yeah, but it is based off of that particular movie.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's not an irony thing. It was taken from the same thing we were going after.
It's an homage.
It's an homage. So.
It's an homage.
But yeah, so plenty of beer coming down the pipe.
Yep. We can speak a little bit about some of the beers if we want.
Go for it. I
mean, so you know, we're going to be pretty IPA heavy there. Obviously, I like it. We're going to do a lot of rotating beers. You know, just going through and come on down. It's going to be a new hazy, and boom, when that's done, the conveyor belt, another one. So we have one in the tank right now, which is called Thalassophile, which is aka someone who loves the ocean or the sea. That is going to be a rotating hop series IPA. So the first one we did is Strata and Rawaka. So every time we do that beer, it'll be two hops, and you know, we'll do it again, you know, sometime midsummer and be 2 totally different hops. But you'll see that beer, you know, around a lot.
Oh, you're gonna go 2 totally different hops, not take one from the.
No, I'm not going to do the conveyor belt thing. I'm just going to go 2 totally different hops.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah,
and then
we're busy for a while.
What's up?
There's enough hops out there now to keep you busy for a while.
Yep. And speaking of that, so the other beer that we're actually going to be brewing tomorrow is another IPA. So Thalassophile is about 6.5%.
Nice.
And then we're doing one that's going to be called Shell Collector, so that's about 6%. And that's going to be Nelson Sauvin and a new hop called Vista. So Vista is supposed to have a lot of like stone fruit to it. So, you know, I wanted to pair it with something a bit lighter.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Yes.
No, pear is not a stone fruit.
Yeah. But you know, basically, the Nelson has a lot of like more mild, like white grape notes. It's a little more delicate. So I figured that would be a good hop to pair with the Vista to see, to make sure that we can get some of this, hops would go, some of the flavors would come out. So,
Mr. Albert Gattulo has a question for you, Matthew.
how do you think Nectron and Sabro would pair up in an IPA? I think pretty good, and we could go ahead and try it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the next Thalassophile.
There we go. You know what? And we'll put a little caricature of Al on the label.
Yeah.
Can I draw it?
And Dave can draw it.
You don't want me to draw.
Sorry, Al.
I want to stay friends. I want to stay friends with Al.
Again, the only thing I would say to that, Al, to flush an answer out would be that I think the Sabro would be a lot more aggressive than the Nectaron, so you just have to do, you just have to balance it. You'd probably have to put maybe 2-to-1 or something like that of Nectaron to Sabro to kind of balance the two hops out, so you're getting flavors from both.
That makes a lot of sense. Al just said, just a belly. Just draw a belly.
Yeah.
Wearing that shirt or not that shirt.
6-1. Right.
Because the shirt he wore to I think it was the last beer festival he went to. Or judged at, I believe.
Right. Exactly. That's not a bad thing. And then we got some other things. We'll Frising Tide will be making a return in August, leading up to Oktoberfest.
Frising Tide, which actually the can made a showing at Wein Stefan.
Yes, the can only did not need anybody at Wein Stefaner to taste. Although we love Frising Tide, they didn't need to taste it.
That's what John said. Just get someone from the brewery to hold it. Yeah. And I felt kind of bad because the person at the brewery got to hold this actually from Pennsylvania.
There you go.
But it's like, hey, it's still it's a brewery employee.
Exactly. That worked. But and then got a couple other goodies other than IPAs. I'm saying got a couple other goodies in line in the works for the fall.
My favorite, right?
And then
in November.
In November-ish, we're looking at, and we might do it sooner too. We're talking about even doing it sooner to get a dark beer on in the summer. So Nautical Twilight might be making a return sooner than November.
I absolutely love that beer. I hope it comes sooner. I was actually, when you first told me you weren't brewing until November, I was a little disappointed.
So might be sooner. We'll leave it at that.
But that's a popular beer.
Oh yeah. It's probably our second most popular beer behind Trojan Seahorse, and that's for sure. But and some other goodies. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves, but some holiday stuff will be in the works as well. But,
and if Monkfish moves pretty quick, we might have to throw another Belgian over there. So we'll see how that goes.
There we go. I'm not going to complain about Belgians coming on.
Not at all. So, all right. You sound like you have to go.
I got to go. I got a jet. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do tonight. But, I'm very, very happy with the first weekend. Very happy with the turnout. Very happy with seeing lots of friends that came to support us. Family. Very happy with the reviews on the beer. Everything's been pretty glowing so far,
sure.
Which is what you want. And, you think that you make beer, good beer, but it's nice when you get that, confirmation and and you can see it. You can see that people are enjoying the beer. You can see that people are going up and ordering a second glass of it. So, it's not like, hey, good job. We love your beer. And no, people were genuinely enjoying it, and it was really great. So
100%.
Anyway, I got to run, but if anyone wants to try our beer, come on down to Red Bank and see what all the hubbub's about. And
right under my name there, it's half a block from the Count Basie.
Yep, right next to Daniel's. And
one other thing we got to comment on here.
Danielle.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Danny. Hey, guys.
You missed us talking about Dennis and giving him tons of kudos.
Well, he's in the picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you pop it up, there's the aforementioned Dennis right there on the left.
There you go.
Yep.
Those of you just listening to the audio podcast,
beard of knowledge.
45 minutes into the video, sure. So
you can see what Dennis looks like, and Danny for that matter.
And Danny, absolutely.
But I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Anyway,
come on down.
Come on down.
You're talking about validation.
Yeah. And it was great. It was great to, have that confirmation, and it feels really good. And, we'll keep putting out more beer, and hopefully they're all bangers, and come on down and try them out and enjoy them. And
And
that's all I gotta say.
if either of us or both of us happen to be there when you're there, we'll
Yeah.
say hi.
At us too.
Absolutely,
So.
100%. And Danielle says, I'll let him know. She's
Yep.
there. You go. So.
The beard of knowledge himself.
The beard of knowledge. The beard of knowledge.
Yes.
So,
The beard
anyway,
of pure knowledge. Nice.
The beard.
All right, guys. Well, cheers. Enjoy the rest of the show, and drink Coastal.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Come on down to Coastal Town.
All right.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. All right. We have another comment here, and cheers, Chris. We're staying on, so if you want to hang out, you can comment with me and Dave. Matt had to go. We don't yet. We got another beer to drink.
Chris is only here for Matt.
Chris was on without
I'm
Matt.
joking. You know I'm joking.
Anyway, it was fantastic, and I'm happy, and like I said, make no mistake, 5 Dimes beers too. Dennis is production manager for the whole shebang, and
there was good. There's good liquid flow in there.
John is brewing. He's up on the brew deck brewing. Fantastic brewer as well. And it's a good nucleus. It's a good gang. It's a good group of.
And you're in a damn good location as well. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna go there, don't eat before you go. Grab something at Jamie's, bring it over. Go across the street. What's the name of the place across the street? Elsie's across the street. That's an OG sandwich shop in Red Bank. Or go up to John and Mike's favorite place, just past the Count Basie Theater, Monmouth Meat. Get yourself a chicken parm. Mm-hmm. And there's so many options while you're there.
There's everybody. There's the whole gang up on the deck. It's from Dennis, myself. There's Jim.
Yeah, there's Jim.
Matt, and then John, the aforementioned John.
John.
Brewer there. So there you go.
Yep, and we know the photographer of that. You may know her better than I do.
I know her a little bit better than I do.
Yeah,
than you do.
I
know her better than I do. I know. Okay. Hold on a second.
There you go. What did you?
I know her better than you do. Here you go. I'm not sure. I sprayed absinthe in the glass before I poured I gave it a wash.
You're not doing THC beers already,
not so much. No, not yet. It would be my daughter Rachel. She took the picture, so that was fun.
I took the same picture from a different angle.
You took the same picture from a different angle. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And
you guys didn't know I was doing it. Otherwise, I think everybody would give me the finger. So it's good.
Well, actually, that would have been good because we'd have been facing Rachel, but giving you the finger off to the side. That would have been,
Yeah, that'd have been perfect.
That would have been perfect, actually. But in any event, there were. It was a good. There were friends and family, not a ton. Hopefully, there'll be more. It was just it was so busy. The week leading up, and I will apologize to a lot of people. I was remiss from getting in touch with people to let them know to swing by. I just didn't have the time, and I wasn't even thinking of it. I was just focusing tunnel vision on getting everything done.
Same picture from a different angle.
There you go.
You can see John a little better in this one.
You can.
Not you, John.
The other John. No, I knew you meant.
And you can't see Jim too much.
You can see his arm.
Which that's actually Jim's arm. Matt's arm.
That's Matt's arm.
That's Matt's arm.
Well, you can see a little bit of Jim's forearm there on the
a little bit.
Yeah, but in any event, I was remiss. I was remiss on getting people there, so I'm going to actually do that. I'll be there this Thursday night. I will be there. I will be there most of the day, probably from early on Friday and straight through the night as well. And so please, anybody wants to stop in, pop down, I'll beer with you. We'll chat. Come say hi. Come try the beer. Not just come try the Coastal for sure, obviously, but come try the 5 Dime stuff as well. Like we said, the Monmouth Mild is fantastic. Dennis put together a few good IPAs with 5 Dimes as well. Some stuff that they've been doing up in Westwood already, plus some new stuff just brewed down in Red Bank as well. And it's fun. It's a good place. It's nice and cozy. It's cozy with room, if you will. I've been saying that.
Some good industry turnout too.
Yeah, it was a good vibe. So, I do want to say though, and I saved this till after Matt left. I have a picture up here now. Yesterday, I had a barbecue. small one on Sunday. Kids came down, so forth and so on. Later on at night, Matt came over. We lit a cigar by the fire pit and had some bourbon. That's, you mentioned the Knob Creek 12. That was pretty tasty. He brought over. But yesterday I went to Jess's cousin's house for a barbecue, and I brought some beer. She had some as well. Because she had been there on Friday as well at the brewery. And I took this picture. I just want to put it up here. And to say I was in heaven,
I'm in heaven,
would be an understatement. Okay? So I'll put it up. And Dave, you can tell me why I was in heaven with this picture. There we go.
Don't think it's the burgers in the back. Oh, those, they do look yummy.
The burgers were good. I did have one.
Yeah. There's beautiful sandcastles right there.
Yep.
It might have something to do with that lineup of, looks like they're pretty well cooked brats.
They were brats. Yes. That plate of brats. I think I had 3 of those. So, yeah.
Did you bother putting them on a bun?
I put 2 on a bun and 1 on a plate on its own.
Oh, I was just picturing you picking it up and just shoving it in your face.
I was thinking of doing that for the first one, but I was like, let me be a little more classy. A little bit.
Have some decorum.
Little decorum, and do it like that. Yeah. So yeah, that plate of brats and that sandcastles went.
That's the way I like I like a potato roll, a brat, some mustard, some decorum, maybe some sauerkraut.
Like a good schmear decorum on the top of my bread.
Good schmear decorum.
Oh shit! But
and you have to have the beer onions.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
So John's an expert on cooking brats, but I'll tell you right now, the best way to do it. Every recipe for well cooked brats starts off with open 2 cans of beer.
Mm-hmm. 1 for the onions,
and 1 for you.
1 for me.
But it goes into the boiling water, and you boil the brats in that first. Then while you got the brats out and the fire is warming up, and you're getting ready to grill those brats, you boil the hell out of that beer water with the onions in it. Oh, you got to put the onions in ahead of time. You got to boil the brats in the onions,
mm-hmm.
and then you boil the hell out of it until they get nice and brown.
Mm-hmm.
Stir those, and if you want, put some hot pepper flakes in them.
I do that.
Yep, not too much.
Just a touch.
Just a touch, just so that you know they're there.
It's like a shake or 2. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like John, Tom, and I do with bitters.
No,
it's not.
It's just a couple dashes of bitters.
Yeah,
just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just no more than a couple. Just a couple.
2
and there.
2 dashes. You mean 2 minutes of shaking?
2 minutes of dashes, right?
No, just a little bit. And
mm-hmm.
you cook those down until they brown and start to caramelize beautifully. And John knows I'm not an onion fan, but I'll still eat those.
The beer onions, yeah.
Yeah, the beer onions. And that's the way you do it.
And what onion do you use for your beer onions?
It depends. It depends what kind of mood I'm in. White onions really work well in it, but they tend to have too much sulfur to them for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either going to be the Spanish ones, or if I can get them, I'll get the Vidalias, because the Vidalias, that's just a beautiful sweetness.
Vidalia, I just go straight to the Vidalias. Bing, bing.
Well, that's what I said. If I can find them, it's going to be Vidalia every time.
Mm-hmm.
And especially beside of that black dirt, which was mentioned on the last Anna Chaser. So
this is true. This is very true.
So
how you doing with your sandcastles there, sir?
Loving it.
I only got a little bit left too. So.
Oh, no. I am ready to open this seahorse.
As am I.
This is a lovely, lovely beer.
So let's put the crawl up, because we're obviously both drinking it.
And the thing about it is, I rave about sandcastles. I rave about seahorse. I rave to everybody about Nautical Twilight,
mm-hmm.
And all these beers. And it's not because I'm friends with these guys. Usually the opposite is true with me. If I'm friends with you, I'm going to, if you've not done well, I'm going to tell you. John knows this.
Dave does not hold back any punches.
No, I am honest, and I'm brutally honest at times. It's I've been told that that's easily one of my best qualities and most annoying qualities.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass.
Nope.
If they make a beer that I don't like, I'm probably not going to say it on air, but the omission of raving will probably tell you that, okay, maybe St. Martin doesn't like this one. But These beers are really, really something else. These are, and I'm glad that Matt's got his confirmation and it's making him feel good rather than just hearing it from us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I'll tell you,
Whoa, that's weird. Maybe because I just drank Sandcastles. Take a strong whiff of the beer and tell me if I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
No, that's true. But out of the nose, I'm getting mint.
Are you?
I haven't tasted it yet, but from the nose, I'm getting mint. But I think it's just because I had Sandcastles.
It might be. I'm not even getting mint. I think that burger really screwed up your palate.
I think it was that peppercorn. Final peppercorn. No, it's just in my nose that I'm getting this.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get any mint. I just get the nice tropical notes, the regular, the nose as it is.
It's got a nice little sweetness to it.
There you go. This this came out so well. And Matt didn't bring this up before we were talking about it, but there's been so many people raving about this. We're gonna be hard pressed to brew the regular version of Trojan Seahorse after this, but we can AB him. We can AB him. It's still Trojan Seahorse is a great beer too. So we'll probably what I could see happening is going back to the yeast. The normal yeast that we use for Trojan Seahorse and brewing a regular batch of Trojan Seahorse. And then the third batch we brew is back to the special cacao. And AB them.
Yeah, bounce it.
Bounce it back and forth. But
for those people who don't know the industry speak, Trojan Seahorse version A, Trojan Seahorse version B. So that's the AB.
AB.
Not the first two letters of ABV.
No. Trojan Seahorse A, Trojan Seahorse B. There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. I couldn't be happier. Well, there are a few things that would have made me happier this weekend, but for where we are right now and what we're doing, I could be happier.
It took a very long time to get here.
Yeah.
As it says under your name there, it took a little while.
It took a little while. Yeah, it took a little while, and we got more to do. We got more to do. This isn't the end game.
Nope, there's 3 big steps. 2 of them are accomplished.
Yep.
Well, four big steps. 4 of them are accomplished. 1, start brewing beer.
Right.
2, open a tap room. 3, open a distribution.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll leave 4 on the back burner for now.
We'll work on it. So anyway,
TBD.
Cool. So why don't you tell me, a couple of points of notable points, if you will, for yourself from Friday.
Well, Friday, the one thing I will say, if you're worried about drinking too much there and you're near a train station, they're 2.5 blocks from the Red Bank train station.
Mm-hmm.
So Carrie and I Ubered to Secaucus Junction. We jumped the NJCL, which is the New Jersey Coastal Line. Mm-hmm. And even the Express stops at Red Bank. Mm-hmm. So if you wind up on the Express and like, oh crap, I'm the Express, don't start Googling, you're okay. Because that's what I did. Did we get it? Because we actually got to the train station a little earlier than I thought. So we jumped the train beforehand. Got down there, 2.5 block walk. You pass Monmouth Meats. You pass the Count Basie. Mm-hmm. If you can see the sign from the Vogel, you're heading the right direction. They're right on Monmouth. So you get off the train and just cross over, walk a little north, cross over the tracks there. I think it's the only place you actually can cross is on Monmouth.
Right. Yeah. So if you get to Monmouth Street in Red Bank, when you get off the train, that is, you need to make a right, because just walk to Monmouth Street from the train station and make a right. If for some reason if for some reason you're confused on what right or left is, all right, and you make what you think is a right and it's really a left, if you walk a block and you can't walk any further, you've gone the wrong way. Turn around.
So you get off the train, go to the right off the train. Walk up until where you can cross, make a right, go 2.5 blocks, and turn right into the brewery.
Yep.
It's really that easy. So if you're worried about drinking too much while you're there, because it's just too much damn good beer on tap, do that.
Right.
So that's the first one. Second one is we ate at Jamie's before we went in, because I knew if I'd went in, I would drink and forget to eat. So we went to Jamie's first, but there's so many great food options in the area. But
there's virtually unlimited food options in the area. Red Bank, New Jersey has a ton of restaurants for everything from sub shops and Chipotle, all the way up to Char Steakhouse and everything else. So everything in between. So,
and if you like really old school Italian American, you got Buonasera right there.
Buonasera's right on the corner. Basically, Buonasera. Other than the you got the Count Basie Theater, Buonasera, Route 35, H&R Block, Jamie's, and then the Brewery.
Yep.
If you're looking at it that way.
Route 35 has another name to it.
Maple Street.
Maple. But if you go and you're driving, drink responsibly. There's a huge parking lot right in the center of Red Bank.
Yep.
Just go to the south side of the parking lot, turn west, and you're right there.
Yep.
You can go to Rick Coffee first if you want. That's on the northeast corner.
You could do that.
Wake up a little bit. But if they're serving Nautical Twilight, don't bother. Get your coffee dose.
Right.
But of that night, it was just the turnout. Got to meet John's son for the first time.
I've met him before.
You have. You know him better than you do.
I know him better than I do.
We had a great time with the band. Great time with some industry folks that showed up. There's Jonathan right there.
There we go.
Great time with interesting folks that showed up, family that showed up, friends that showed up. When we first got there, there's a few small children in there. Once the band started going, they all cleared out.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah. It was, and like you said, you guys made a few little changes to the tap room, and they were all for the better from what it originally looked like.
It was. It took some doing. There's more to come. We did what we wanted to do for the opening. There's some other things we want to change, but there'll be a work in progress, and it's just subtle things. It's nothing crazy. We'll some additions, some deletions, and we'll get there. We'll have them done.
And I've got to say the staff that you have on. So your taproom manager.
Yep.
Buzzing all over the place all day long, making sure everything was correct, making sure you had enough glasses in rotation. Really did a great job.
Right.
I can't remember her name, who kept serving me up at the bar.
Jane.
After my second time coming up, I didn't have to tell her what the tab was under anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah, she kept track of all of her customers. So you've got a real good staff there, a real good service. Even when there was a line 5-6 deep, it moved quickly. They're getting the beers in people's hands. So, great experience all around.
There you go. Absolutely, 100%. I'm glad everybody had a great time. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the beer. I'm glad everybody is jazzed and psyched to continue to come down and pour back some pints with us.
And what's great is you've added a link in that Monmouth County beer chain, right? Because you start up by the hook, with Carton, and then you come down, then it's you guys, and you get. There's Belford up there. You got Ross up there, and what's the other one that was close when I tried to go to them?
Talking about Grin,
right? So if you come down, you hit Grin, Ross, Belford, Carton. Come on down to Red Bank, hit Five Dimes and Coastal. Then you're gonna head south from there. You've got Birdsong. You've got
Birdsmouth.
You
love calling it Birdsong.
I don't know why.
Ale Song and Birdsmouth.
And it's funny because I've got a bottle of Ale Song right over there that I'm bringing next weekend to the
Right.
party, John.
And what's
You know
funny
why?
is why?
Because it's Day of the Creek
It's
on
Dave.
Saturday,
There you
and
go.
I've got an Ale Song barrel-aged Creek
There you go.
that I'm bringing to the party.
So if Andy and Rocco change the name to Birdsong, then Elsong would have to change it to Alemouth.
Yes, just swap. Just do a swap. Make me right.
Exactly.
You've got, Gretchen's in there, Kane's in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much going on in Monmouth County. Monmouth County is like the premier beer destination in New Jersey.
And I mean, don't forget popping over to 34 and going over to Source.
Source.
You got Twin Lights over there, right on Asbury Avenue.
And then Bradley Brew Works,
Project.
Bradley Brew Project, and their farmhouse partners.
Tall Oaks. And you get down to and Asbury Park Brewery,
and they just opened
their new
tap room this weekend
on Cookman.
They're right next to the Vietnamese taco joint.
Yep.
Right,
exactly.
so you've got them.
Then you get down to West Belmar, and you
don't forget about Wild Air.
No. Oh yeah, and Asbury Park too. Obviously, Wild Air. And you get down to West Belmar, past Little Dog in Neptune City. You got in West Belmar. You got Bakes. You got Beach House, which is a brew pub now. So you get some food there as well as cocktails, as well as
cocktails. Yeah,
there's 20 some odd breweries in Monmouth County now. So
we may have nailed all of them right there.
I think we did.
Don't think if we left anybody out, we apologize.
Alt Ending.
Oh, I always forget about Alt Ending because the food's
we went around the wrong way. So
we went around the wrong way. But also Alt Ending, to me, the food's so damn good. Sometimes I forget the beer.
And the food is Tallulah's.
And it's Tallulah's out of Asbury,
right?
Which is a block away from where Asbury just opened.
Right?
So Asbury Brewing.
Exactly.
So yeah, Monmouth is, and no offense to the other counties, the other counties that got some great breweries, you just don't have the number and the quality right now that Monmouth County is putting out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, some counties have the quality, and they don't have the numbers.
Right.
They just don't have the numbers.
And there's some
counties number of
Yeah. And there's some counties that have numbers, maybe not so much the quality.
There's a lot of good liquid in New Jersey right now.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of good liquid in New Jersey right now. If you are in New Jersey and you haven't gotten out and explored what New Jersey has to offer in the way of craft beer,
you're doing yourself a disservice.
You're doing yourself a disservice, and quite frankly, let's go, get out, come on, get out there and explore it. But if you haven't, if you're not from Jersey but you're nearby and can make the trek, get here, because there's a lot of good liquid in the state.
Yeah, because if you're in New York City,
I'm not even talking. I'm not even touting. Let alone us. I'm not even touting Monmouth County. Just in the state itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if you get, talk about Monmouth County, if you're in New York City and you can get to Penn Station, you get on the NJCL, the heart of the Asbury Park eating and drinking culture is a short walk from their train station.
Yeah.
The heart of Red Bank's.
And you get off the train at the station in Asbury Park. You're at the foot of Cookman. Just walk down Cookman. You go all the way down Ocean, and then you're walking up Ocean Avenue to the boardwalk. It's all right there. There's other places around.
Yep.
But that's the heart of it.
The heart. Red Bank, getting off right at Monmouth.
Yep.
Belmar, you're in the heart of Belmar.
Right.
You're right at the northwestern corner of the heart of Belmar.
Yep.
You walk 2 blocks east, and you're at Beach House.
Yeah. Not even you don't even have to cross the street to get to Beach House when you get off the train in Belmar. You can walk across the parking lot.
Yeah.
Walk into the parking lot from the station, and then walk to the northeast corner of the parking lot, and you're at Beach House.
And that parking lot, there are some interesting eateries on.
Tons.
No, just that parking lot.
Yeah, tons in the parking lot.
Just that freaking parking lot right there.
You got 10th Avenue Burrito.
Oh God,
You got Sonny's Hot Dogs, Sonny's Grill. You got a ceviche place. You got
that ceviche place really intrigues me. I got to get there.
You got Hogitos. Things that they're doing with chicken at Hogitos is stupid good.
Oh God, what is the thing that they're famous for? There's like one sandwich that they're famous for.
Yeah, but there's I couldn't tell you the name of it because I go in there and I just I go with one that actually has it's actually it's got soprasad on it and so forth and so on. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's similar. It's almost akin to the sandwich I get down at Poe's at Human Robot.
Okay.
Not quite that because the chicken, the way they do the chicken, the batter and the deep fry that they do. But yeah, Hogitos is fantastic. Get there. And more. I mean, I haven't even talked about half of them. There's a sushi place there.
Yep.
In there. There's probably the whole row right there. There's
the ice cream place right next to Beach House.
Yeah, Coney Island waffles. Coney Island waffle ice cream.
Oh God, the smell in the parking lot when they're making the waffles.
Sure. Oof. Coney waffle ice cream there. So you got to get there, and then Beach House is around front, and they're doing some decent stuff. The things they do in the restaurant at Beach House too are fantastic. And across from there is the old. It used to be some OGs going down to Belmar used to be Connolly's.
Right.
It's Anchor Eater, Anchor Bar, Anchor Tavern.
Are they related to Anchor Bar in Asbury?
They are not.
Okay.
They are not. They're actually related to Marina Grill, which is across the street, the opposite way from the train station.
Your daughter's got a grill?
I wish she did.
There we go. We've now mentioned all three of your children.
All three of my kids. In that. So, in any event, fantastic place to sit out right on the Shark River over the marina. And again, that's why it's called the Marina Grill.
Yeah.
And Pier 9 is right there too. That goes out on the pier. Get to Belmar.
Yeah.
Come down here.
Belmar, Asbury, Red Bank. The train stations will all get you in right into the heart of the place.
And
so easy.
And if you're on the train and you get to Red Bank, once you get to Red Bank, your next stop actually there's two stops, and you're going to be in Long Branch. You got to transfer in Long Branch. Long Branch transfer because it's the electrified train from Long Branch north on the North Jersey coastline, but from Long Branch south to Bayhead,
it's all diesel.
It's all diesel. So
they haven't put the catenaries in then.
Exactly. So.
But the funny thing is, you got to do the same thing in Union Station in DC.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Catenaries end at DC. Diesels take over from there.
Right. So then,
I used to work for Amtrak.
There you go.
That's how I know these things.
So then, whatchamacallit? Yeah, but when you get down to Belmar and you go a little bit further, you go to there's a station Spring Lake. You get down to Manasquan. You get to Manasquan. At the train station in Manasquan is the Irish Rail. Great burgers there. Great.
Wait, oh God! And you know what? We know someone who works there.
We do. So, and great beer inside too.
Sometimes you can find Coastal there.
Sometimes you can. And then if you go another stop further than that, you're in Point Pleasant. And we don't have to tell you what's in Point Pleasant.
Yeah,
right?
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so.
Mostly kids, but yeah.
No. There's a lot of stuff to do.
There's a lot of adult stuff to do.
A lot of adult stuff to do. And if you
Martell's Tiki Bar.
And if you walk the other way too, you got Amendment 21. You got Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. You got B2 Bistro. You got a bunch of stuff to eat going up Arnold Ave. And then when you get to which we call Bay Ave, you go down and you go right into what's that one brewery called?
Heavy Reel.
No. Heavy Reel's down Seaside.
That's in Seaside.
That's in Seaside.
Point?
In Point.
Oh, you've lost me.
Last Wave.
I've yet to be there. I do need to get there.
They're related to Wild Air.
They're related, yes.
And when I say they're related to Wild Air, they're
the same owner. They're the
same owners.
It's the same people.
Same people.
You've got a comment up there, John.
I do. From Doug Smith, just says, love hearing this. Looking forward to visiting Red Bank. Congrats. Thanks, Doug. Looking forward to you getting up here, too. You got to let us know.
Yep.
Make sure, I'll be there. Make sure Dave gets down, too.
Yeah, we've been following you on, you've been sending us your beer adventures and loving to follow that. Bring some Burley Oak up with you. And
I have to ask you, Doug, assuming you're still watching, how did you like Elder Pine overall?
Elder Pine, that's it, not Burley. Elder Pine. It's one of those tree breweries.
Right. How did I
don't think you need to ask him that. I think he gushed.
I know.
I had to dry my phone out. He was gushing so much over Elder Pine.
I know. But what here? So I told him to go.
My phone's still in Rice.
He goes to Elder Pine. and he makes me jealous because he got a beer that I haven't had yet.
That barley wine.
That rye wine.
The rye wine.
Yeah.
The rye wine. Yeah, I saw that.
He loved Elder Pine. Absolutely.
Yes. And congratulations on the Celtics making the NBA Finals.
Absolutely. If
hopefully you'll be congratulating us in about another 2 games for our Rangers getting into the Stanley Cup Finals.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully tonight. And
hopefully we can get some revenge for your Bruins there, Doug.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll get a little revenge for the Bruins.
Hey,
you got revenge for our Knicks.
Yep.
We'll get revenge for your Bruins.
Yes, it's some original 6 vengeance.
Right, of course.
There we go.
There you go. And he says Rangers are playing great. Yep.
Actually, the last game
continues.
They were completely outplayed. They just scored more.
Yep.
Yeah. They're seriously outplayed in that game. Actually, they've been outplayed in 2 of the 3 games.
The shots on goal in the last game, the difference was staggering. It was stupid.
Yeah. The thing is, it's you look at the Panthers, and they got fucked. And when I realized, oh God, they're facing the Panthers, and they got Bobrovsky in goal. Bobrovsky, man, is such a great goalie. But then you look at between our pipes, and Shesterkin is putting on a show.
Shesty's doing really good.
Yeah,
he's doing really good.
So you gotta hand it to him. So we're just we sit and watch every game with butts clenched.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it interesting.
All I want, and whatever happens other than this is fine. I don't care if they lose every other game than this. I just want them to win 6 more games this year.
I'm with you.
That's it.
Just 6 more.
Just 6 more.
I only want 6 more. Lose every other game.
Lose every other game. Just win 6 more games.
Yeah, you can lose 5. I want them to go 6-5 for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Just a winning record. That's all.
I want them to go 2-0, and then go 4-3.
That's true, but they can go 2-2 and 4-3.
Fair enough.
And make it 6-5.
I wouldn't mind them going 2-0 and 4-3.
But 2-0 would be great, especially if out west it goes 7 games.
Right.
Give them a little break.
Right.
We've got a couple guys banged up that we need to get back in.
Well, that's why I'm giving the 2-0 now.
Yeah.
To give them a rest to go 4-3 in the next area.
Well, that way we can get VC in and sit a few of our guys who are used to sitting in the penalty box.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Cheadle.
Yeah.
Can you step on the ice and not wind up in the penalty box?
Well, fortunately, Trouba's penalty was downgraded, so that was.
Well, if you listen to Jackass, he thought it should have been a major.
Of course.
Subban.
Yeah.
Subban's wrong on almost everything that comes out of his mouth.
Right. So had it been a major, the Panthers would have had a 7-minute power play.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah. And even Shesterkin can't handle that kind of firepower for that long.
Right. So, well,
we'll see.
Like I said, 2-0 I'd love, but 2-2 at least 2-1. If not, 2-2 is fine. And then 4-3. That's all. 6 games.
I wouldn't mind them going 6-0, John.
6-0 would be very nice.
It'd be very nice.
6-0 would be very nice.
But anyway.
But I digress. All right, is it time for our top 3s?
I think so, because I don't have a hell of a lot left.
Yeah, I think it's time for our top 3s. So I'm getting hungry anyway. So
this is just going to make you hungrier.
And this is just going to make me hungrier. So tonight's top 3 list is in honor of National Hamburger Day. It is top 3 favorite hamburger joints. Top 3 favorite hamburger.
And we didn't limit to New Jersey. We are going to throw a caveat out there. We decided to disqualify Cloverleaf because, as far as we're concerned, Cloverleaf's got fantastic burgers. Their Burger of the Week program is amazing. I got to name one of those burgers.
You did?
But we disqualified them because we consider them a home bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't want to look like homers and put them up there. So all love to Ryan and the crew there. And Chef, my God, the stuff you pump out of that kitchen is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we had to give a shout out to Cloverleaf.
100%.
I'm actually going to go chalk here, John. I'm going to give one honorable mention, and then I'm going to go 3, 2, 1.
Done.
It's a rarity. I know. My honorable mention is White Rose System in Roselle Park. The reason it gets an honorable mention is just the nostalgia. I'm in college. I'm drunk off my rear end. I need to shove something in my face. And yeah, you would think you want to stay kind of close to campus. Yeah, it's good. 22-minute drive from campus. But that's where we would wind up. And White Rose System is interesting because they hire almost exclusively ex-cons. One, give them a chance. So they're doing good work there. But the one thing that really sticks out about White Rose System, I couldn't tell you how good the burgers were. Because when you're drunk, everything tastes delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that sticks out is you'd order fries. Their fries were the thick crinkle cuts, which is not my favorite. But you put enough ketchup on anything. But what they would do is they'd hold like the fries in this hand,
Mm-hmm.
the squirt bottle in this hand. They'd be this far apart, be spraying the ketchup in there.
Mm-hmm.
As they're asking you, you want ketchup on those fries? The only answer is, I guess. So that's my honorable mention. But now we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Number three is a Jersey classic. It's kind of a hidden gem. Not everyone knows about it. Which, despite I say not everyone knows about it, but you're going to hit some friggin' wait times. I tell you that, unless you go on a weekday.
Right.
It's in Rumson.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Barnacle Bills. Barnacle Bills grill the burgers right at the bar. It's a horseshoe-shaped bar, and right in the corner, in the corner of the bar and the wall, there's one guy. He sits there. He stands there all day, making these burgers. Three things that if you don't do these 3 things, you're doing it wrong. 1, screw the chips, order the fries. The fries are fantastic. Number 2, get the cheddar sauce. Any other cheese on that, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, order a no-dub with it. Those are the 3 things you got to do Barnacle Bills properly. The owner of Brewery, and I'll say it once, Augie, was so happy to get his beer on at a place that he grew up in eating burgers. Mm-hmm. And this is probably one of the best burgers at the shore. My number 2, we got to go south to Baltimore.
South to Baltimore, wow.
And that's Abbey Burger Bistro. So Abbey Burger Bistro, that's in College Hill, Federal Hill. I think it's Federal Hill, in Baltimore. And the thing about it, if my phone will behave here for a second.
Oh, behave.
There it is. They have this build your own checklist. You can build your own burger. This glare is way too much. There we go.
There you go. Build your own. There you go.
And you can see here right at the top, you got your proteins: bison, black Angus beef, shrimp burger, Kobe fried chicken grill. There's so many ways you can do this. You can even do a fried green tomato burger.
There you go.
Then you check off your temperature, what bread you want it on. Mm-hmm. So there's, most people's favorite pretzel bun is up there. English muffin's one of my favorites to put a burger on. Then you pick your cheese. They've got a pretty good, and we've lost it. It's glared over. They got a damn good selection of cheese there. You can smother it in nacho cheese, but you can't have it. You know why you can't have that?
Why can't you have that?
It's nacho cheese.
It's nacho cheese. Do you have kids there, by the way?
No, that's the TV.
Because it sounds like the kids are playing next door, right?
Actually, they're fighting off a train, I think. Don't ask. But then you got all your toppings you can put on there. Then there's free stuff, and then your sides, and of course, tater tots.
Tater tots, of course.
Tater tots always win for me. So that's number 2. And here's a pro tip with Abbey Burger Bistro.
Pro tip with Abbey Burger Bistro.
You go there, and if there's a line, it's warm out. They got the front entirely open. It's down this alleyway. It's at the end of this alleyway. If they got the whole front open, and the host or hostess is taking names, and there's a line and there's a wait, ask them, is the upstairs bar open?
Yeah.
And they'll look at you and they'll smile. Because when I went there, we were like, how long is the wait? They're like 45 minutes. They're like, guys, there's nobody in the upstairs bar. No, upstairs bar. They go to the end of the bar. make a right, go through the service doors, make a left, go up the stairs, make a left. Now, if the owner's there, don't be wearing any Premier League football club jerseys other than Arsenal, or you'll probably get kicked out. It's a temple to Arsenal up there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the best beer's up there. Order your burgers there. That's my number 2.
There you go.
My number 1, hands down. There was no question about this. I didn't have to go 1, 2, 3. No. Chomp Burger in Providence, Rhode Island. I've never had a better burger in my life. These people are so ingenious with some of the burgers they come up with. They've got a brisket hash burger.
Yeah. Fantastic burger.
Yeah. It's amazing. And whereas I'm not sure, I think you can get tots there, but if you don't get the loaded waffle fries.
No, yeah, you got to get the loaded waffle fries.
You're probably doing it wrong. Oh, and they also have cacio e pepe macaroni balls.
That I didn't have.
They may not have had a thing. They may have had the carbonara mac and cheese balls.
I don't remember, actually. They may have. I may not have seen it.
Everything comes out on those aluminum trays that you're used to at barbecue joints.
Of course.
The things that they do with burgers should be criminal, and we all win.
Of course.
We all win. Oh, and the thing about Abbey Burger Bistro and this place, the one thing that they have in common, they're beer lists. Here's the Chomp had a beer dinner. They sponsored a beer dinner with Bissell Brothers.
That works.
That works.
That works.
And this year they did their first Chomptoberfest. And of course they had a Stein holding contest. So that's
okay. I can see that.
These guys, and they used to just be in Providence. I forgot they opened a second location in Warren, Rhode Island. So they've got 2 locations now.
There's one in Warren, yeah.
Yep, there's now one in Warren. So
wow.
get there, and then just send me letters of thanks. Because I insist, when John went to Providence, I insisted that he go there.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got the Chomp, all I got were pictures of burgers and beers. And I will take it. I will take that as thanks.
It was thanks. Absolutely. So,
just simply the best burger joint I've ever been at.
Yeah, fantastic. And I have to concur with him, 100% on that. So
before you throw up the next comment, John, go through your list.
Before I throw up the next comment, go through my list. Is the next comment a list? I didn't even look at it yet.
Nope.
Righty.
It has bearing on yours.
Okay. Fair enough. Similar, but not. Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right. So here are mine. Right. I'm gonna give you 2 honorable mentions. I was only going to give one, but I'm going to give a second one for a reason. So I'll do them first. The first one that I was planning on giving already is the aforementioned. We mentioned it before when we were talking about the trains going down in Monmouth County, in Manasquan, New Jersey, the Irish Rail. Burgers are fantastic.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Burgers are fantastic.
And you're not saying that just because you live with someone who works there.
I'm not saying that. The burgers are fantastic. They're really good. And you know what? I'll have to give a third honorable mention, but it's just a mention, so it's not necessarily on my honorable mentions. I'm mentioning it. They're very, very, very close to the burgers that were at 381 Main Bar and Grill up in Little Falls, New Jersey, which has been closed now for 5 years.
Yes.
So it's not making my list because they haven't been open in 5 years. So, but the Irish Rail burgers are.
And I never had a burger.
Fantastic.
I always had the pizza.
Fantastic. Yes, and the burgers were great there too. So, and I do have to tell you that I am sure, since it's the same ownership and pretty much everything that was at 381 Main is now at Best 46 in Woodland Park.
Yep.
I have yet to have a burger anytime that I've gone to Best 46. So I will make sure the next time I go, I will have a burger and I will report back.
I did have one at the older location,
Best.
a burger there. And it's a damn good burger.
Yeah, it's a damn good burger. Yeah.
That's a damn good burger. Yeah.
So, and that's closed now too.
Oh, they did close that one down.
Regular Best. Okay.
The one next to the pork shop.
Correct. Yeah, that's closed down too. So anyway, but my first honorable mention, Irish Rail, Manasquan, New Jersey. My second honorable mention, and I just put that on there, and there's a reason for it. We're partners with Five Dimes and the Five Dimes Brewery in Red Bank, New Jersey. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. But Five Dimes has their original location up in Westwood.
Yep.
Diagonally across the street, on the far corner, is Westwood Prime Meats. Their burgers are fantastic.
Oh, I gotta remember that because I'm a lot closer to it than you are.
Their burgers are fantastic. Again, there's brisket in. You get a brisket burger. You get a short rib burger.
Oh, I failed to mention today's also National Brisket Day.
Happy National Brisket Day. There you go. The short rib burger there is fantastic, and it comes with marrow butter. Okay. Yeah. So
hold on, I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, before you go into your three,
Go ahead.
maybe throw another honorable mention there. Fast food joints. What's your favorite fast food burger?
It's got to be Wendy's. You know,
I respect that. To me, the Whopper is just such a good burger.
yeah, that's nostalgic for me, right? I mean, since
Well, it's nostalgic for me as well, but I really think I still think it's a damn good burger.
Burger King makes a good burger. I just, you know what? It's probably the consistency, the texture of the Wendy's burgers that I like just a little bit better than
because they're never frozen.
Never frozen, and they're a little softer. They're a little bit juicier.
A little bit juicier.
A lot juicier. So yeah, I lean towards, if I'm going to get a fast food burger, and I rarely do, but if I'm going to get a fast food burger, for the last probably 20 years, it's been a Wendy's burger. Now I've had Burger King, and once in a blue moon, I've had a McDonald's too. But
I have a McDonald's every now and then to make me remember that. Oh, that's right. This makes me ill.
Yeah. Once I used to.
I get a Big Mac craving occasionally.
Well, that's it, right? It's a Big Mac. So my favorite thing to do for a while, and I haven't done it in years now, but the Friday night before Christmas every year, I went out and I finished. I don't start my Christmas shopping the Friday night before Christmas. I finished my Christmas shopping the Friday night before Christmas. But what I'd always do is I would treat myself when I left the mall or wherever I was. Right, I would pull into a McDonald's. I go through the drive-thru and I would get a Big Mac, a fries, and a vanilla milkshake. That's it. And not supersized fries and one Big Mac.
And here's the thing: there's nothing wrong. Actually, there's everything right with 2/3 of that. The best fast food fries, McDonald's.
Sure.
The best vanilla shake,
McDonald's.
Right. When the machine's working.
Okay. So I would get a Big Mac, a large. I wouldn't get a supersize. I get a large fry, and I get a large vanilla milkshake. That's it. Sometimes I get a medium.
The supersize big guy just died.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
It's like 54.
Ridiculous. So
you do your body what he did to his body. That stuff's gonna happen.
There you go. And I would sit in the car and I put the radio on, whatever. And more recently I put on like a comedy channel on Sirius. Right? And
Are you serious?
Seriously. And
it's comedy.
But I haven't done that in years, but that literally probably in probably closer to 30 years. Those are the only times I ever had a McDonald's anything. But in any event, yeah. It would be
in honor of you hitting your 3. I could open another beer.
Why don't you open another beer? I still have a little list left, and there you go.
What is the reasonable?
Go for it. All right, so I'm going to do my 3.
Do your 3. What's your number 3 there, John?
My number 3 is the only one that's not in New Jersey.
The only one that's not in New Jersey.
Only one that's not in New Jersey. And I will tell you it as soon as you get back to the chair.
Well, I'm getting back to the chair because I'm looking for a glass to pour this in.
There you go.
I'll go with one of my new favorites.
There you go. So my number 3, it's a favorite of yours as well, because we've talked about this before, and that would be Two Rivers. Two Rivers in Easton, Pennsylvania.
The bacon peanut butter burger.
Bacon peanut butter burger is stupid. Folks, when I say stupid, that means really good.
So
I just want to be completely transparent on that. Okay. But,
and their fries are so good.
And the fries are really good too.
Fries are really good. And the thing is, I don't like thicker fries, but they've cooked them to perfection.
Yep.
So my fourth beer, John.
What's that?
Because I'm hoping this will be canned again soon, so I can replenish my stock.
Yeah, there you go. It will be. There you go.
This beer was drank in Munich.
Yes, you did. You brought it to Munich with you, and you had it on the show with
Paul
and Jen.
Jen and Paul. Jen and Paul. And Paul was seriously impressed. He's like me. Whereas he's not going to say he loves something unless he absolutely loved it. He loved that beer.
Beautiful. Love it. All right, my number 2.
No, he loved it. Well, you love it too.
Yes, I love it. So
your number 2.
My number 2. Who's number 2?
Oh, wait a second. Back to your number 3. Two Rivers is also a brew pub. They brew their own beer.
Two Rivers is a brew pub, and they brew their own beer. That's absolutely true. And I have one of my glasses that I use on a regular basis is a Two Rivers glass that I use on a regular basis on the show. It's one of my faves to use on the show.
I don't remember ever seeing that, and I don't have one.
Yeah, no, I use it on a regular basis on the show.
I need to get back to Two Rivers.
I'll use it next week so you can see it.
Okay.
Anyway, my number 2 is in Ironbound, Newark. It's actually right over the bridge from Harrison, New Jersey.
Okay.
And that would be Krug's Tavern.
So Krug's is on my list to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Krug's constantly gets voted best burger in Jersey.
Yeah.
Year after year after year. And it's one of those things where it's like, do I want to brave the traffic to get there? There's a traffic between here and Newark. I am so much closer to Newark than John is. Mm-hmm. John could probably get there before I do.
Probably. But here's a little trick. All right. Don't go over onto the McCarter Highway to 21. Take 21 down and then come out Ferry Street or
okay.
like that. Don't do that. Go down through Ridgewell, Kearney Avenue and Kearney. And it turns into was it Frankie Rogers Boulevard and
over the bridge, right?
And go over the bridge at the bottom of Frankie Rogers Boulevard. It's right over the bridge.
It was right over the bridge.
Right over the bridge. Go right in there. Go that way.
Well, if I'd still lived in Kearney, I'd walk to it.
You probably could have. Yeah.
So now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Exactly. So it's right.
Yeah. No, I hear Krug's. Krug's has got a dive bar feel to it.
Yep.
With a fantastic burger.
Fantastic burger.
Don't expect to get a great beer. But you can definitely get a beer that'll pair with it. No,
you can have a beer that you'll be able to drink with it. Look at it that way. But it's not. You're not going to get. You're not
getting Bissell Brothers.
You're not.
So.
And my number 1, and it's talk about dives, and not even dive bars, just dive hamburger places.
A building that should probably be condemned.
100%, and not for the cleanliness, just for the size of it alone. They should tear it down and build something bigger for what they do in there and for the amount of burgers that they put out on River Road in Hackensack, New Jersey. It would be White Manna. All right. The burgers in there.
That's the original location.
It's the original one. It's the burgers. I mean, they're all technically sliders, right? So you're ordering 4 or 6 when you go. You're not having one burger. You're having 4 or 6, right?
6. Amateur.
Yeah. I said 4 or 6, depending on who you were. I'm ordering 6. I've ordered 8 before. But
I've only been to the Jersey City one,
as well as Doug Smith. And here's the comment he put up for White Man at Jersey City Classic. Don't you live there, Dave?
I live in Union City, 2 towns away from Jersey City, as a matter of fact. White Man. So,
well, depending on how you drive, you can actually get into Jersey City from Union City,
which I can do.
Right,
but you've got to go through the Secaucus to do it.
Right.
I still got to go through a town. There's 2 towns block me from Jersey City, Hoboken and Secaucus. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. We make the joke all the time. I make the joke all the time that I've got that, but it's in a box in storage. My storage unit is half a mile up the road from White Manna.
There you go.
So a lot of times when we go to the storage unit, go down, go past the first U-turn I can make. And there's a big Wendy's right there, by the way, John. Mm-hmm. Go to the next U-turn I can make, and then just try to brave everybody else trying to get into that parking lot, and put my shocks at risk.
You don't want to do that.
Just to get into that parking lot, and I think it's next to a gentleman's club, as a matter of fact. There's some kind of sketchy area, but yeah, usually if I've got to make a trip there and I haven't eaten, I'm going to stop at White Mana.
Yeah, you have to. But the one in Hackensack, and I will make a suggestion. All right, first, if you're nearby, whether you live in the area or you're traveling to the area or you're just going to come to the area because of that, first of all, if you want to hit a brewery while you're there, go to Hackensack Brewing. It's not far away at all.
Not far at all. Grab a sack of burgers, go squat down in Hackensack, order some beers.
Yep. But whatchamacallit, the ones and the burgers are fantastic. You'll be doing yourself a disservice not to go here.
Yeah.
Fantastic burgers. But one thing I will make a point of telling you, bring a jacket, even if it's summer, or bring a different t-shirt. Okay. Because when you walk in there, if you're in there for longer than 5 minutes, you're going to smell like onions. Okay. Now, this is not a bad thing if you like onions. And if you're obviously going in there to have the White Mana burgers, you'll like onions, obviously, right? But you don't want to necessarily smell the greasy onions all day. The place is very small, and they cook everything right there at the counter in front of you.
You make it splash. So Douglas, to answer put his post back up again, his comment. So to answer, the reason it's on John's list is not mine is I'm not a huge onion fan. Mm-hmm. I still love White Mana. Mm-hmm. I will eat them. It's got to the point now where, and I've grown where I can eat onions a little bit more, to the point where I can actually go through the White Castle drive-through and not have to ask for no onions. I will actually eat them. A lot of penance the next day, I'll tell you that, with White Castle. What the hell are those things made out of?
You know what?
It's not beef.
I promise you, if you're eating White Castle, which I've done and will still do,
you're drunk. Okay? You're drunk.
No, not even that. Not even that.
I only eat them when I'm drunk.
Well, more than likely. But in any event, my point is, if your stomach is like fighting with you the next day, it's not from the onions.
No, it's whatever that's made out of.
Just saying.
But I'm not a huge onion fan, so White Man is not on my list. And also, here's an insider tip. John and I check with each other what our top threes are. And then we're like, you take this one, I'll take this one, I'll take this. So that way we can get we can get a lot of mentions out there.
Yeah, we don't want to have the same list. It's kind of boring.
White Mana would not have been in my top three anyway. Mm-hmm. But Two Rivers may have been.
Right. And Chop Burger might have been on mine.
Barnacle Bills definitely would have been on yours.
Barnacle Bills definitely would have been on mine.
So I was like, you take Two Rivers, I'll take Chomp. Well, I'll take Barnacle Bills. Chomp was because I sent John there. Chomp was, there was no question. Chomp was mine.
Right. 100%. Yeah, you gotta love it.
Best burger I've ever had in my life was best three burgers I've ever had in my life were Chomp.
There you go. So, all right. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Are you?
I think. Yeah, I'll be even better once I've halfway through your Nautical Twilight here.
Halfway through Nautical Twilight.
And here's the thing, John.
What's that?
I know you've worried about this falling off. Mm-hmm. There's been maybe this one. There's a slight touch of peppercorn.
Gotcha.
Of the green. Burp.
Green pepper.
Green pepper.
Yeah, it's that can's getting a little long in the tooth.
This is.
That's good. It's good. It's getting a little long in the tooth. That can's getting a little long in the tooth.
Oh, I'm not even going to say.
Right. I know what can you have. Hence, yeah. I know it's getting a little long in the tooth.
Because you gave it to me.
Right, exactly.
But seriously, for its age, holy crap, this is really held up. I really think the phenols from the coffee, as well as from the beer itself.
When you use good ingredients, and I'm not touting, I'm not patting anything on the back, anyone on the back or anything like that. When you use good ingredients and you use good brewing practices,
you get good results.
You get good results.
And you get a product that's going to last.
Yep.
I mean, granted, there are some ingredients that aren't going to last as long as others.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. There's hops that will decay faster than other hops. But this beer is held up really.
I am pleased with the fact that the age on that particular can, that from that batch that you have, that it held up as well as it did for as long as it did. Because I'll be honest, and I'm not mentioning any names because I never do that, but I've had coffee porters that were maybe only, the cans were maybe 6 months old, and I was drinking a can of pepper juice.
No,
Okay,
this is not gone. If there's any green pepper in this, it's only the slightest touch, and it's only right at the tip of the tongue, right at the end.
Right.
No, this is held up nicely.
Yeah, and like I said, we're probably gonna. I mean, the plan was to do it around November.
Please.
We're probably gonna do a batch sooner, but we'll keep everybody posted.
Yes, because I need some fresher cans.
There you go. Yes, you
I
do. Well,
I
probably don't have any left anyway, or
I may have 2 left.
you have 2 left. There you go. So
Remember,
by the time you finish those, most likely you'll have more.
Excellent.
There you go. So,
And then eventually we'll do the John and Dave's favorite adjuncts combined in Nautical Twilight.
this is true. Yeah, we're thinking about doing that too. That may be the November. That may be a.
So those of you keeping score, you now have a coffee porter that will have maple and coconut in it.
That may be, if we do that, that may be just a small batch of one small portion of one batch of it, which means it would only be draft, but we can certainly walk away with crowlers.
And, well, no, I will probably take the train down and drink the goddamn keg dry.
Right.
With you next to me going, the maple, this is so great. I'll be going, but the coconut.
It's the maple. It's the coconut. It's the maple. It's the coconut.
And you know what Carrie's favorite adjunct is in beer?
I do. It is, give me a second. I will tell you in a minute. It is, I know this. Damn it. Go ahead. Tell me. Don't tell me. Give me a hint.
What's in this beer?
Oh, coffee. Yeah.
So you have all
right.
3 of our adjuncts in one beer.
In one beer. Yeah, exactly. So there you have it. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm happy. Great show tonight. We got a lot of good shows coming up.
Yes,
we have. I'll just mention some of the breweries coming up. Won't say when they're going to be because things have to be massaged and moved around. But
there is some stuff sitting over here. I can't get my finger to go the right way here.
There you go.
Underneath that 12-pack of boat that is sitting there. And bless you.
Thank you. Well, I had to mute the mic first.
Yeah, it's John sneezing there. This is the second time it's happened. I didn't mention it the first time, but
yeah.
But there's some beer sitting over here that will make the fridge very, very soon because of the show that's coming.
What does that say on the side there?
You mean right there?
Right there, yes.
That says Schilling Beer Company.
Schilling Beer Company. Yes. So Schilling will be making an appearance on the show.
And to get this beer, John was my shill.
Of course I was. Fiddlehead Brewing will be on the show.
Oh, and the great thing about Fiddlehead is they're easily accessible in New Jersey.
Yep. Greater Good, the Imperial Ale Brewery up in Worcester, Mass.
Wait a second, I thought we lost.
I'm still working that out.
Okay, awesome. Oh my God! So we've got to drink 8% plus beers. That might be a 2-beer show.
And we're gonna have a fun. In August, we're gonna have a fun show because it's the first time we're doing a show on St. Bernardus Day.
Is it actually falls on St. Bernardus Day?
It falls on St. Bernardus Day.
Is it on the way?
It just happens to be while you're in Vancouver.
So, that gives me some targets.
So there you go.
I got to see who I can get on the show for St. Bernardus.
St. Bernardus, yeah.
I don't know if there's.
It's the week after our August vacation show. Vacation week.
I don't know if there's any. I did not come across any Belgian.
Well, if you can't find a Belgian brewery, you can find a Belgian bar, or at least one that has Belgian beer. Those are your options.
You've helped. Now, here's the thing: people don't understand what creativity means. and the creative process. One person who did was Walt Disney, and I think he had some pretty damn good results.
A little bit.
Because what he understood about the creative process, and the TV show Chopped understands this as well.
Right.
The creative process is not caused by having all the options open to you. The creative process is spurred by having a limitation in your options. This is all you can work with. Run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney, when he did movies, these animated movies, his animators, he gave them a color palette. These are the only colors you can use. And look at the results. In Chopped, these are the only ingredients you can use. And sometimes those results are disgusting.
Right.
But you get some amazing gems. And I like to do Chopped at home every now and then. I do Chopped with my kids all the time. And yes, sometimes the results were disgusting. Sometimes like, oof, got to make this again. So now John has just helped my creative process by now limiting my options for places to reach out in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So, okay, time to get to work on that.
There you go. Work on that, and we'll definitely have that awesome show. And I think.
You think?
I think we might want to have Matt on that show.
Possibly, if we want a 3-hour show, if we get it, if I can find a Belgian stop, if I can find a brewery that only does Belgian, and then we have Matt talk to him, it's going to be a 3-hour goddamn show. You know.
Well, you know what though, but it would be a very entertaining and enlightening and educational show.
Especially if you want to know more about dugongs.
Belgian dugongs.
Belgian
dugongs.
Oh my god! You guys need to make a beer called Saint Dugong.
Saint Dugong. There you go.
Oh yeah, text that to Matt right now. We're doing a beer called Saint Dugong.
Belgian dugongs. Yeah.
We got to find a Flemish word for. I don't know if there's a Flemish word for dugong that is. Probably just dugong. Whatever the Flemish words for sea and cow are.
This is true. We'll have to look into that.
We'll have to look into that.
All right. Anyway. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. Well, you ate already, so.
I'm not. Yeah, but I've had 4 beers, which then makes you hungry again.
Makes you hungry again, so.
And I've got this popcorn up here.
Uh-huh.
I got to show it to you because there's a good reason for this. Hold on.
It would have been really funny if the whole shelf fell over while he did that.
Trying to do this with style and grace and failed on both. Okay, so it's from a company.
From a company. Well, that's good.
No, there's a reason I want to show this. It is from a company is called. They don't really. Oh, it's called Popcorn for the People.
Popcorn for the People.
And what's really important about this brewery and this company is this right here. See that, John?
Yep, I see it.
So it says employing autistic and disabled adults. And tell you for a fact, we were in Asbury. They were having a market, and Popcorn for the People were there. And the 2 people manning the booth. They were artistic. They were doing a hell of a job. And it's not why I buy it. I buy it because it's a phenomenal product. But it feels good buying it for, a company that is doing this. Is why this, one of the main reasons this company exists. And it's amazing what they do.
Right.
It's amazing what they do with the money. But it's a damn good product. So it's right down here at the bottom there, Popcorn for the People. They do have a website. This is the dark chocolate espresso popcorn. Mm-hmm. They got all different types of cheese popcorns, so many different flavors in their popcorn, and it's really, really good. And this is going to go damn well with Nautical Twilight.
You think so?
Dark chocolate espresso?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say yeah.
I'm saying yeah, absolutely does go with Nautical Twilight. So yeah, if you see them around, They show. Oh, and here's the thing: they introduce one of their employees all the time on there. The employee they're introducing on this is Samuel.
Right.
His name is Samuel Beer, Bier. And John, he's a Mets fan.
He is.
Yeah, it says right here. I'm
There he
also a
is.
huge New York Mets fan.
There you go.
So, yeah, I implore you, for your own sake, look for this stuff.
I'll have to look for that. 100%.
Popcorn for the people.
Done. By the way, look on your screen.
Zico. Why have you lost?
Okay, well, the main language is spoken in Belgium. Belgium doesn't
That's
have.
Seacow, right?
There you go.
Seacow.
Belgium doesn't have technically their own language. They speak mostly Dutch, a little bit of French, a little bit of German, mainly Dutch. So this is Dutch.
Flemish is one of the languages also.
Right. The main language, yeah. So let's find out if there is.
They speak French as well, right? You mentioned that. But Flemish is
the main language in Belgium is Dutch.
Okay.
So Zico.
So Saint Zico.
Zico.
But Saint Zico should be one of the beers.
Saint Zico. There you go. I will pass that information along to him. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, while Dave eats his popcorn, we will wrap the show up for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you that want to just listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes, pretty much anywhere you can find audio podcasts, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're anywhere in the area of Monmouth County, stop by Red Bank and pop into Coastal Brew Works, and obviously Five Dimes Brewery, obviously. Pop into Five Dimes Brewery and have some Coastal Brew Works. There you go. You can say it like that.
Have both.
Have both. Yes. And drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.